Oh, hello. I did see you there. Ooh, how about that? What's up, guys? Super Miles Yo here, back again. It's been a couple weeks since the last video of this style. I'm back with less hair than ever. Not than ever, but in quite a while. If you've been up to date on this channel, you will have seen it already. But if not, if this is your first introduction to this version of myself, welcome to the party. It's a lot of fun. Just as much fun as before, in fact. Before I get started with today's video, I wanted to talk briefly about my pants, as I frequently do. These are my new harem pants, guys. Look at all these fun colors. Look at that. Now, this is the second pair of harem pants that I have now. They are mine. I bought them. You cannot have them. But you could purchase your own. That is up to you. I get mine at harempants.com. I'm loving them. I mean, they breathe well, even during the summertime. It is rancidly hot outside right now. And inside, especially since I had to turn my AC off to do this video. You're welcome. But they feel great. They're super comfortable. Not a sponsor, just wanted to talk about it. I know my good friend, I wish, Jacob Collier, is very fond of harem pants and buys his from harempants.com. So, you know, me and fellow musician Jacob Collier, we have good taste, and you can as well. You know, I mean, you can do it. I recommend pairing them with Crocs, and there you go. I gotta say, your life will change for the better. Today we are taking a look at another song from Shoes to Fill, my album, released in January of this year. It's the third track on the album. One of the earlier ones I conceptualized, actually, I mean, very much the earliest one out of this album, because I've got an old recording from 2021, maybe, that I can pull up on my phone, early sort of concept for this song that I later revisited and fleshed out into a full song. As per the last ones, some of these Logic sessions, some of the regions will be weird. They'll be sort of combined into one big region because of my sample rate issues when I upgraded. You guys watch the older videos for the full story. But without further ado, let us proceed into the session. Boom, here we go. And I've been having some video and audio issues today, so hopefully those don't persist. Here we go. Let me put my headphones on and we will get into this song. How do I want to do this? I guess that's fine. Okay, Climbing. The song is called Climbing. Did I say that already? I don't know if I did, but I've said it now. How about that? It's one of the shorter ones. One of the shorter tracks. Let's see. Yep, we're at 2 minutes and 20 seconds. A little bit longer once it fades out. Around 2.5 minutes, let's say that. And it is one of the few that prominently features piano. There's no guitar to be found in this song. Typically, I would say most commonly, my songs heavily use guitar and vocals. This one is just the piano and some brass and a few other little things here and there. And we're going to get into that. But before we do, I thought maybe, not maybe, certainly, I will show you the earliest beta version of this song, if you will humor me. I'm going to search Climbing, because I try to retroactively go back and label all of my voice memos. If I end up using it for something, then so it's easier for me to search. So I don't know which of these are going to be appropriate to show you. Let's see. Oh, I'm still connected to my headphones. Listen, another tangent here. I know, I mean, we got unlimited time here. These Raycon earbuds, another not a sponsor. I do enjoy these. I like them. They're good. The one gripe I have is that if the case is not, like, it's not even dead right now. It's like half charged. If the case is not like fully charged, then the headphones, when you put them in the case and close it, they'll still be connected to my phone, and it infuriates me. It's like, ugh, it's like I'm still connected to them. I have to turn the Bluetooth off my phone or plug these in. It's annoying, you know, first world problems. But here we go. Here's the voice memo. I've disconnected Bluetooth for your listening experience. And you get the idea. I was kind of noodling for a little bit. This might be some vocals here. This was, oh, sorry, I didn't say the date. March 13th, 2021. Throwback.
Climb and climb up the wall just to find somebody's already there. You don't know why you even try, but da 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 da
Yeah, so you can see I had the idea, and we're going to get into that. You'll hear, oh, that's pretty close. The lyrics, again, throw out the lyrics. They weren't finalized, but I had the idea of like the groove, the meter, and I had some basic piano ideas as well. Let's get into it. This is one of the few songs that start with sort of a fade in. There's a fade in and a fade out. Normally I just like to start it strong or just, you know, with a defined moment, but here we have a fade in. So here we go. Let's see what's going on here. Well, there's that piano you heard. So what's happening here? Well, lucky you. I actually have my MIDI piano plugged in here. So here we go. I wish you guys could see more what my fingers are doing, but this will suffice. So we've got our song, of course, is in G major. And it's a great key. I love me some G major. But what you'll notice is that our chord that we keep coming back to is this, I guess, second inversion G major chord, meaning that it's over the D, the fifth. There's no low D, but that would be cool, wouldn't it? So we're going here, and then what's happening is our bass note is going up one, so we got this E minor chord, and then everything goes up one, and then just the bass goes down. So we have this sort of A major over E, or sorry, A minor over E. So I guess you could call this like a 1 minor 6 flat 7 minor 2 and then back to 1. Right? I mean, you know, pretty cool. So in root position, you know, oh, that doesn't sound good. In root position, you know, something like that. But I really, what I was hearing is this, I kind of like the counterpoint where these two are moving in different times. Oops. Right, so that's that. And before, you know, since I'm here, I'll show you. So that's kind of how we start. It's just the... And then I started playing around with that. Like, what more can I add to that? So I started adding this, like... So instead of that... it's hard for me to do things like that. I'm not a percussionist, but it's easier for me to play it. So we kind of have that, and then I'll leave it at that. We'll come back to it when we get to the more crazy stuff, but for the most part, that's what you're doing for the verses. I've just got that repeating progression there. I like how most of the notes are staying the same, so playing with the inversions to create something cool. And coming back here, you might have heard this. We also have this, again, MIDI strings, kind of a trademark of mine. We have just, ooh, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's just a G. Oh, and a D. Yeah, I think that's all that is. What are those? Yeah, same thing. And so that's just sort of creeping in to add a little bit more depth to it. And then we get to the main part. So. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure this does follow the metronome.
You don't know.
Oh, no, it does not. That's interesting. Yeah, so this is kind of in 6/8. I should have known since the session is not in 6/8. So the metronome is irrelevant here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bum 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 bum. Look down. So I knew I wanted this sort of call and response between the piano and the vocals here. So we got not yet.
You think you've gone far, but then look up and so much is left. You don't know why you even try, but you just can't let go, or you'll fall to the ground.
Yeah, all right. Let's take it back a little bit. Yeah, so we got B minor. Yeah, I really like that those last few chords. That sort of what is that? It's like I'm going back to the piano here. Let's watch me noodle and fail for a second. Yeah, so we got no, I think we had da 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 da. Maybe sure. Something like that. The voicings probably aren't the exact same, but yeah, yeah. So you can kind of voice that however you want, but just keep on climbing. Yeah, so I heard that early on, you know. Da 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 da. And we start pretty simple, just a single vocal line. Let me go off solo real quick. This Logic session has a lot of blank space. Felt a little better when all the regions were actually, now that they're all combined, it feels a little unnecessary, but I like to keep all the original ones there just to have them. We just have a single vocal line.
You think you've gone far, but then look up and so much is left.
What I mean to say is that it's a single region. It's one layer, one voice, which will change later. But then we have some harmony right here, which I rather like.
Let go, or you'll fall to the ground.
So yeah, you'll fall to the ground. Yeah, I've been having some bass trouble lately. Ground, or you'll fall to the ground. Ground. I need some tea, maybe. I've been screaming a lot today. Not in like an angry way, but I was doing some voice impressions in the car. Particularly Ganondorf from Smash Bros. It really wears on the voice, doesn't it? Here, I'll blow up the mic, but I'll do one. Duria! Ah! Something like that. Anyways.
Can't let go, or you'll fall to the ground.
I got fall to the ground. I wish I could isolate the tracks, but it'll sound horrible because the sample rate's wrong.
So you just keep on climbing.
And then in between each verse, yeah, I include another little fill section, the dum 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 dum. But I try and change it a little bit every time, and so we'll keep coming back to that. And here we have some brass. I thought what this song needed was some brass. You know, I was hearing just these big beefy brassy chords, but we start a little small. I think I planned this out in MIDI. Let's take a look. Yeah, the MIDI brass as opposed to the strings, I never actually use this in any final version. I like the sound of it. It allows me to map these out, and it actually sounds like I can get a feel for how it's gonna sound on real instruments, but obviously this does not hold any sort of candle to real brass, but it is nice. It's nice to feel it out. But then I actually did fill it out with this. I believe this was a mixture of trumpet and flugelhorn, so you'll be hearing that. Yeah, pretty simple there. I just kind of like that counterpoint, the different notes moving at different times. Bum, 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 ba-da-dum, ba-da-bum, bum, bum. Let's play that with the piano so you can get a feel for the where it all fits in. Brings us into the next verse. Worth mentioning, should have said this before, really hardly any percussion in this whole spot. There's like one tiny little bit that we're about to get to. Other than that, no percussion really. I could have, but I didn't. What are you going to say about that, huh?
Should forget about wanting to get to the top.
Yeah. Well, there it was. Sort of blew it, gave it away right there. Here we have some harmony for the first time. Hello? Hello? Any day now.
You should forget about wanting to get to the top.
Get to the top.
Should forget about wanting to get to the top.
Right. So I think I kind of like this sort of harmony. There's a lot going on the lower end. Like it has the potential to get a little muddy, but because it's such a dry song, like we got oh what? No way. What is this? Surely not. Yeah, snare chamber. That's a very tight space, so it's not going to get muddy as easily. And so I've got, you know, these notes down here, da 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 da. It's like I chose to use the same inversion basically with the fifth on the bottom. And some of these harmony notes are just doubling the melody, but then you've got
you should.
Oh wow, and I've got you should forget about. So I guess it's first inversion. But either way, the harmony is all below the melody, which allows the melody to kind of float on top as its own thing, you know.
Should forget about
dun, da 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 da. Those are your harmonies there, and it really just follows the chords. I mean, it's not that complicated.
To get to the top.
Get to the top, 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 something like that.
Harder than you're ever gonna be.
Yeah, hold on, I like that part.
There's always someone else who is bigger, faster, stronger, smarter than you're ever gonna be.
So I ditched the harmony there. Nothing really worked just yet. I didn't want to blow it, give it all away, and I couldn't think of anything in between. So I was like, yeah, we'll just double the melody there. Then you're ever gonna be
faster, stronger, smarter than you're ever gonna be. We should just keep on climbing.
Yeah, I thought it would be cool to just fall off there. Yeah, I do like that part. And we add a little bit of brass in here just to spice it up. Oh, that's what we already did.
Someone else who is bigger, faster, stronger, smarter than you're ever gonna be.
I think that's just flugelhorn. Could be wrong. Mostly flugelhorn, surely. We can get rid of full brass. Don't need that. And here we have our one instance of percussion. What is it? It's right after get to the top, and we have this. Oh, that wasn't what I was... Oh, okay, that's part of it, yeah. Yeah, that smack is supposed to be sort of falling, and where's the whistle? Where is that? Is that here? Yeah. So that is actually me whistling, I believe. And I use the slowdown effect, whereas if you go crossfade, and you can right-click, and you can change it from fade to slowdown. Jacob Collier used that liberally in Time Alone With You. You know how to get all the like the record sort of slowing down. So if you do that on a whistle, it sounds pretty cool. It goes, and so that's supposed to be like falling down, and then you get the smack. Get to the top.
Get to the top.
Then you hit the ground. Cute little gimmicky effect, but I liked it, and that's the only percussion in the song. I wasted it all on that. How do you like it? And that's kind of it for that part, honestly. We had a little more, a little lick up here, I think. Not yet. It's, yeah, just mixing it up a little bit. Same basic blueprint. Just keep on climbing.
You're ever gonna be, you should just keep on climbing.
Ooh, yeah. So there's a little modulation. We go into the maybe chorus. I don't know. This song is kind of structured weirdly. You might say it's just a weird middle section because it doesn't repeat, I don't think. Just kind of verse, whatever you want to call it, and then another couple verses. But we go to C. We go from G to C, quite a journey.
Never gonna be, you should just keep on climbing.
Yeah, and I think that works really well. All we're doing is basically go back to the piano here. Since we've already gotten so used to this sort of, oops. Not exactly, but we're creating this sort of this sound where we're used to going from G to F. It's not really out of place, and so I'm able to use that to very easily just pivot from the key of G to the key of C. I mean, they're pretty similar keys already, so it's not that hard. But what I chose to do, since we've already established this pattern, I just use that to, you know, do a 4-5-1 essentially. So. Now we're in the key of C, you know, we're doing all. So I'm playing, just so you can know how I'm playing it. I'm playing that with my right hand, and then I'm just going, so together. Actually, it might be double. It might be. And then it's like something like that. Yeah, and so you can see, yeah, I go from back to the D chord, which then gets us back to G. Yeah, pretty simple. I mean, again, G to C, pretty similar keys. It's not terribly difficult to modulate from one to the other, but that's kind of how I did that. And we're in C for a brief spell.
You should just keep on climbing. The higher up I go, the less I see.
Yeah, and we got some oohs and ahs here. Maybe just oohs. Let's see.
Come on now.
Ah. Yeah. Skidadoo ba 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 doo, da ba da ba da da. Whoa. Whoa, no, I'm afraid. Whoa. Yeah, anyways. That's all that is. Just some fun little beef.
The higher up I go,
We got, you know.
the less I seem to know. Leaving.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm afraid of heights, but I'm scared of falling even more.
And now we're back to the key of G. And here's what I planned out in full brass. This is really what I was hearing initially. It's really what I was hearing is this full brass. And you know what? I'll be damned if I can find a flugelhorn or a trumpet that can do all of that. So I did have to swipe my little sister's trombone because she is currently playing trombone in band. She actually recently got her own instrument. It's pretty nice. But at the time she was using the school one. So I swiped it and I recorded these little bits here. This is trombone, flugelhorn, and trumpet all mixed together. I'm not a spectacular brass player. Trombone even less so than trumpet. But I did what I could. And here it is in a minute. I believe that's... Where are the regions? Did I delete them? Oh no, they're right here. That's where they all are. So you can see right here. I wish I could show you the individual ones, but you'll just have to take my word for it. This is how many roughly I had. I couldn't tell you how many are trombone, how many are trumpet. I would assume these down here are probably the trombone ones. But yeah, so we got a good solid 28 regions there. Some of that split up. Probably more accurately, about 18, give or take. 18 like layers of sound that you're hearing total, which is across 3 instruments, the 3 brass instruments. So quite a cool little bit there. And then what are we doing here? Well, are you any good? That's a little bit different, but not that much. It's the same thing. I just added instead of... Now it's try and stay with me here. It'll get a little different towards the very end. We'll get to that. By the way, this is a real piano. I didn't record it with this. I didn't even have this thing yet. I had the small one. And I think, for the most part, I'll still, for stuff like this, I'll still record on the actual piano. This is just for other MIDI stuff. It's easier to play. And I might record some like piano parts with this as well. We'll just have to see. It is a little just difficult to get some of the nuances on this thing. I do like it. It feels good, but you know, it's tough. It doesn't really compare to a real piano. I'll say that. Well, it compares. You know, I mean, you can compare anything, really. Who am I to judge? But that's that. You know.
Put your flag deep.
Oh, that is nasty. Yeah, go away. You had too much trail, like too much echo there.
Put your flag deep in the ground. Then you see someone's is already there. You thought you'd made it to the end, but you...
Yeah, so we got more harmony than ever.
Deep in the ground.
Not there, I guess.
Then you see someone's is already...
Oh yeah, we do. I just didn't select it.
Put your flag deep in the ground. Then you see someone's is already there.
So I did have some higher notes here because I was like, what else can I do? So put your flag deep in the ground. Da, 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 da. Yeah, I like that. It goes da, 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 something like that.
In the ground. Then you see someone's is already there.
Someone's is already there.
You thought you'd made it to the end.
Made it to the end. So we're just adding higher and higher and higher. I like this part there. You thought you'd...
Already there. You thought you'd made it to the end, but you look up to the mountain, stretching way up to the sky. And you...
Yeah, guys, sometimes there's just something good about just a nice, pure rich. Doesn't even need that many, like, exciting extensions and stuff. This is just a solid, like, sort of triadic movement. There is some other craziness maybe in there, but for the most part, yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, it's all full voice, sort of.
Up to the mountain, stretching way up to the sky. And you...
Yeah, I like that. Oh, and then, yeah, and you get back to climbing.
And you get back to climbing.
Yeah. interesting there. Normally it would be made it to the end, but you. If we were following the pattern I'd done before, it would be a da da instead of da da. So it goes C B and not just B B. But it didn't really match with the piano line. Like if I play the piano here, this. I don't know. That trumpet's not doing anything. So yeah. Da 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 da. This little lick I was doing. The C just stuck out in a bad way. Didn't sound right, so I was like, I'll just change them both to a B. It's not a big deal. And I think you can hear a door creaking in here. Oh, yeah, back here. Yeah, the that just goes to show how lazy I am. Anyways, you'll never be able to unhear that now.
But you look up to the mountain, stretching way up to the sky.
Yeah, and then we got a little lick here. Yeah. If this reminds you of something, all you Zelda fans out there, you're not imagining things. This is reminiscent of the Zora's Domain thing. Again, it's not going to sound great on this thing because again, the nuances. It's hard to achieve it. I mean, excuses, I know, right? But you've got something like that, and then you got. Something like that. Whatever. Yeah, it's such a brilliant remix on the Zora's Domain theme. I love it. That's from Breath of the Wild, by the way. You got, this chord progression. And then... whatever. All that to say, that's sort of what inspired this. Yeah, it's not exactly the same, but that is definitely what I had in mind. So there you go, a little Easter egg for you.
Way up to the sky, stretching way up to the sky, and you get back to climbing.
Oh, the brass is still there. Did I plan this solo out as well? We got a solo here, brass solo. Did I? Yeah, you see how what I mean is like based on the velocity of the notes, it not only changes how it sounds, but also like what instrument it sounds like, which is weird. You don't get any flexibility, which it's good for jotting stuff down, but I would never use this. There's no way that's on time, is it?
Back to climbing.
No, I think I was just playing the notes around that weren't like in time with the music. I just wanted to jot down what the solo was going to be. That is on a trombone. It took many takes to get it right, but here it is. Come on. Yeah. You can barely hear that last little bit. Again, took many takes. Make no mistake, I'm not super well experienced in trombone at all. And then the piano is just doing this. So you get back to climbing. That is a little bit different, isn't it? Let me show you. I bet you could do it. Come on, stop going away. So instead of just which we were doing, this stays the same. Except now we're going we're just, you know, dun, dun, da, 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 da. Just taking an extra little step there. Playing around with it yourself. Feel free to loop that and solo over it. Send me what you got. I'd love to hear it. And then we just fade out from there. Yeah, and then we got the strings as well.
Up to the sky, and you get back to climbing.
And that's the end of the song, guys. I don't often end with a fade out. But there's a time and a place for everything, I reckon. Well, not everything. Don't commit murder. But here we go. Here's some lyrics, guys. We'll go quickly over that, and then we'll call it a day. I got things to do. I got a video to edit. Just recorded a fun video that I'm excited to... Stop. My camera's doing this again. I'm excited to edit it. I might be a little out of focus. I'm sorry. And we'll get to that. And I'm excited for you guys to see it. I hope you will. Ay, ay, ay. There we go. Okay. So, I structure it like this. Wherever I like put the lyrics, I put them like on Spotify, wherever you can submit them. And then in the description of the YouTube videos, I'll write the lyrics. And this is how I lay them out. I think it actually works well with the structure of the song. This is kind of what I had in mind. It very much emphasizes that each line is sort of its own. Look down, you think you've gone. It kind of indicates the pauses or the beats almost. And I like that. So that's why it's taking up a lot more space than a song of this length typically would. There's not even that much to say about it. I mean, it's pretty obvious. There's a metaphor, you know, here, like the climbing thing. You know, you keep climbing. You just keep climbing your whole life. No matter what, there's somebody always gonna be there's somebody always gonna be better at grammar than you, first of all. And you know, it's this feeling, there's all this imagery of climbing up this cliff. It's this endless pursuit for greatness or perfection. Every time you get to the top of a peak, you look up and there's another peak. And that's true. No matter what you choose to do with your life, you're never going to reach the end in the pursuit of greatness of whatever you're doing. You could be a musician, you could be an engineer, you could be all of the above. Those are the only things in life. And that's it, you know. And not only that, but somebody's already been there, you know. Somebody's already done what you're doing, and probably better, sadly. I hate to break it to you, but you know that you go to put your flag in the ground, and somebody's flag is already there. They've been there. They've walked this turf before. Again, you know, fits in with the Shoes to Fill album. You'll be seeing this pattern a lot. I feel like I don't need to talk quite as much about it every song because it's kind of hitting on the same points, but in a different sort of way, with different imagery, different mood. And so this one's kind of more of a lighthearted one with a little bit more like a direct metaphor almost. I mean, the juggling one, that's a pretty direct metaphor as well. It's just this was also inspired by an old game I made. This is you can find a playthrough of it on my YouTube channel. It's called the Choose Your Own Adventure game, but only text, I think is what the video is called. And it's a text-only Choose Your Own Adventure game that I programmed in Python when I was around 12 or 13, and it's with my dad. It's pretty fun. And there's a section in there where you're climbing up this cliff, and a dwarf is like giving you riddles. If you get the riddle wrong, he sends a pile of rocks down at you, and you fall over to your death. It's a lot of fun. It's a longer game, but that's one section of it. And I was just my imagination during that section. That sort of the same imagination applies to this song. I just like imagining this guy on the side of a cliff, just climbing and climbing, almost like, you know, Breath of the Wild type stuff as well. There's a lot of imagery you could picture here. So fill in the blanks with whatever you want. But yeah, that's about it. I mean, I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory. There's not really any secret meanings here. I think you can read between the lines, or just read the lines. That'll tell you a lot. Yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna come back here. Boom. And yeah, you might notice it looks a little different in here. I didn't mention that. Used to have a big dresser back there. Now it's over there. You can't quite see it. That's my girlfriend's desk back there, because she decided she wanted a desk, which can't recommend enough. Get a desk if you don't have one. They're very useful for all sorts of things, really. And so we rearranged a couple things. The guitars are still in their home. And this box right here behind me is full of old cameras. Why do you have a box full of old cameras, Miles, you ask? Thank you for asking. You'll have to watch my next video to find out. At some point in the near future, we will tune in for the next song. What is the next track? Let me check real quick. I can go to Spotify and I can see. And you can too. You should really, go and listen. Why not? Stop. That's the next song. That'll be fun. I'm excited for that. And it'll be a nightmare to fix the Logic session, which is still outdated. That'll be fun. I'll have to figure out another solution, because I really want to be able to isolate the individual tracks in that one for you guys. So it might just take a little longer, but I'll fix it up and we'll get it going. In about a month's time, a little bit less, it is now June 29th, and on July the 23rd, I have a surgery. It's an eye surgery. I won't go into too much detail. Maybe I'll make a video about that. That would be fun. Don't fret. It's going to be fine. It's not a huge surgery, but it will be quite a recovery process. Just visually, I'll look very bad for a little bit. And so maybe I can either record a bunch before that, or if I want to record after that point, I might wear some shades. So I hope you guys don't mind. Or maybe I'll just subject you to the full visage, and you can do what you will. But thank you for watching. I appreciate it, truly. And I'll see you guys when I see you. Peace out.